إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إخوة الإيمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another opportunity to be here today for another Salatul Jumu'ah. Today being the 27th day of the month of Sha'aban, year 1445 after the hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which is equivalent to the 8th day of the month of March, year 2024. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, who has given us this opportunity, not by our making, not by our might, not by our consciousness, it's just by His will. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count this our gathering as an act of ibadah. Today, we are going to discuss concerning Ramadan, because in the next few days, we are going to start Ramadan. Probably on Monday, the 11th of the month of March 2024 will be the first day of Ramadan, as Sha'aban is 27 today. May Allah count us among the living soul, who is going to witness it, who is going to observe it, and those that Allah is going to accept the act of worship from them in this world and give them the reward, and give us the reward in the hereafter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to us in Quran chapter 2, verse 183 to verse 187 concerning this sum of Ramadan. Ba'da a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa bihi nasta'in. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladzina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Ayaman ma'dudat. فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينة من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعاني فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون وإلى لكم ليلة الصيام رفثوا إلى نسائكم هن لباس لكم وأنتم لباس لهن علم الله أنكم كنتم تختانون أنفسكم فتاب عليكم وعفى عنكم فالآن باشروهن وابتغوا ما كتب الله لكم وكلوا واشربوا حتى يتبين لكم الخيط الأبيض من الخيط الأسود من الفجر ثم أتموا الصيام إلى الليل ولا تباشروهن وأنتم عاكفون في المساجد تلك حدود الله فلا تقربوها كذلك يبين الله آياته للناس لعلهم يتقون. صدق الله العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, those of you that you believe in me, you believe in what I have decreed upon you, you believe in the day of judgment, you believe in the holy scriptures that are given the prophet of the past and the scripture and the scripture that I've given to Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah said, those of you that you believe and you confirm your belief, I'm calling on to you. Kutiba alaykumus siyamu, is ordained on you the fasting. Kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. The way me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have ordained, I made it compulsory on the people of the past. If you are not going to accept my commandment, that will indicate that la'allakum tattaqun, you are going to be among the conscious ones. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that said this. So those that will not be accepting the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are not going to be among the conscious ones. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have nothing to do with them. Because He has said it. That if you accept the fasting as I have ordained it unto the people of the past, that means you will be observing or you will be obeying my word, my commandment. And definitely you will be among the conscious ones. I am a ma'adudati. This fasting that I have asked you to fast, I am a ma'aduda. There are numbers of days that you are going to use to observe those fasting. It's not that it's just a blanket, an open blanket fasting. It's going to have a beginning, and it's going to have a middle, and it's going to have an end. So the fasting you are asked to fast is also a project. Because it will definitely start, it will continue in the process while you people are fasting, and it will definitely come to an end where you'll be asking or you'll be searching for the moon or for the completion of the word of the Ramadan in anticipation to your Eid al-Fitr. Allah said this fasting has number of days. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا, whoever amongst you is ill, is not strong, is fragile, أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ, or the person is on transit, is a traveler, in which the travel that he wants to embark upon is going to bring distress to him. فَإِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he should leave the number of days that he is sick, or the number of days he's going to use for traveling. He should set them aside, and after completion, after he must have gotten healed, after completion of the journey, he should now repay back the what? The fasting he must have missed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can spare us with some things, but He will not spare us without paying back the what? The sum of Ramadan. And like 2 years ago, we have discussed the level of sickness that will be with you, or that will be the level of sickness that will affect you, that will allow you to drop the sum of Ramadan. And those that are exempted, the people that are of age, that they don't have strong health, they are exempted. And as we have said several times, there is nothing like the fasting of the aged people, like the way Yoruba people used to call Rajab, Awe Arugo. There is nothing like that in Islam. That is Azumi Sopopi. Nothing like that in Islam. The Rajab is the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we are encouraged to do more good inside Rajab. Those that did not do anything inside Rajab, they have missed out of this year. Sha'aban is about to round up in the next 48 hours now. Less than 72 hours, Sha'aban will be over. Then we enter into Ramadan. So what we have missed in Rajab, and we can't recoup it back in Sha'aban, we should prepare for it in Ramadan, because they are blessed months. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now said, whoever is sick, maybe there are some people that they have terminal illness. Those ones are exempted. That every 1 hour, every 2 hours, they must be on medication. And the medication is just like a life support. That without taking it, their life will be what? Will be seized. Those ones are what? They are exempted. But I'm feeling headache, I'm feeling stomach ache, that is not severe. You are not exempted. We have discussed this like 2 years ago. Another one Allah mentioned, how Allah suffering the travelers. Whoever knows that any journey wants to embark upon him is going to be a distress Allah asked him to drop the what? To drop the fasting. But which type of journey are we talking about? When these verses were revealed, that was when the companion of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were traveling from Mecca to Medina barefooted. If 300 of them are traveling, they might have only 10 or 20 camels. That a particular companion will ride the camel from here. Maybe when he gets to kilometer 2, he will come down. Another companion will ride. He too will travel barefooted. He will be trekking for another 3 or 4 kilometers. You can see that journey is what? It's very stressful. It's not like now that if you want to go to Mecca from Nigeria here to Mecca, it's just 6 hours. You find yourself there. This journey we are talking about, they travel from Mecca to Medina for weeks. They travel inside the desert under the scorching sun. If you are going from here to Abuja now, in the next 15 minutes you are there. If you have the strength to board an aircraft. Now, if you are traveling by road, there are some vehicles that if you travel by them, it will be as if you are inside an aeroplane because of their comfort. Including all these luxurious buses. If you enter some of them, you think you are inside an aeroplane. That the comfort will be there for you. Are you also exempted from fasting? And despite that, you are doing what? You are traveling. There are a lot of travelings that we are embarking upon now that they are not bringing what? Distress to us. So those travelings, they are not the travels that you are asked to do what? To drop the fasting. I hope you are getting it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whoever amongst you is sick, whoever amongst you is traveling, and the traveling is going to cause what? Difficulty, is going to cause distress to him. That kind of particular, those group of people should what? They should abandon the fasting. They should note down the number of days that they are passing through this condition, and they should pay it back. And among those that are sick, that we can call them sicklers, are like a pregnant woman. Biologically, she might not be sick. And naturally, she might not be sick. But biologically, because of what she's carrying, it's also a journey, a 9-month journey. And she needs to eat. And the body chemistry of every woman quite differs. There are some women, as soon as they became pregnant, from day 1 till the last day that they are going to deliver, they will be bedridden. They will be having homesickness that is called nostalgia. They will be spitting. They can't do anything. Those kind of people will be exempted. Aged people, they will be exempted that they don't have any good health. A nursing mother that is breastfeeding a baby, that she needs some nutrient into her body so that her baby will be able to suck from her. All these categories of people, they are exempted from what? From fasting. So those that their sickness is terminal, that they can't pay the fasting back, now they need to do what? They need to do it arm to arm. Those are the categories of people that they should pay back their fasting with what? With feeding a less privileged person. And what you need to use to pay is what they are eating in that community. And you look for a particular person, you serve in that of sahur, and that serve in that of what? Iftar. You can even monetize it. So these are the levels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed on us so that we can have tranquility in our life. Because our deen, huwa dinu yushrun, wa laysa dinu al-usr. It's a very flexible religion that is very easy to practice. Allah did not place any difficulty on us. That's why He said, وَلَا تَزِيرُ وَازِرَةً وِزْرًا أُخْرَى. Allah did not place anybody on burden. Allah did not place it on us. So Allah is even giving us an exception for those that will be traveling and for those that are sick. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now said, وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُتِقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامٍ مِسْكِينٍ. All those that are not capable of fasting, they need to do what? Iti'amu ta'amu miskin, fidya. The compensation that they need to pay is what? Fidyatun ta'amu miskin. They need to give a less privileged person food. Faman tatawwa'a khairan fahuwa khairullah. And whoever can pay back the fasting, it is better. So don't deceive yourself. If you can pay back the fasting, it is better for you than feeding a less privileged person. وَأَنْ تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. To fast is better in kuntum ta'lamun, if you know the benefit that is in what? In fasting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Shahru Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, Allazi unzila fihi al-Quran. It is the month that we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we did what? We revealed the Holy Quran. Hudan linnas. And this Quran is a guidance to the mankind. The Shahru Ramadan is the month that we reveal the Quran. The Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented to the angels, they said they can't hold on to it. He presented to the jinns, they said they can't hold on to it. And we mankind, we said yes, Allah bring it, we can carry it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ عَلَى جَبَلٍ لَا رَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِيًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالُ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Allah said, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ, this Quran that you mankind, that you accepted from me, لَأَنزَلْنَاهُ عَلَى جَبَلٍ. I didn't mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have revealed it and placed it onto the what? Onto the mountain. لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِيًا mutasaddian min khashiyatillah. You will have seen the mountain to crush, to crumble, just because of what? Because of khashiyatullah, because of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that this load that you have placed on me is a body that I can't carry. And we will not carry our hands, say, Allah bring it. Then how are we preserving the Quran? How are we valuing the Quran? And this same Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed unto us in the blessed month of Ramadan, it was revealed for Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam within 23 years. Quran that we can sit down now and recite within less than 10 hours. We can start from Surah Al-Fatiha and end it at Surah Al-Nas within 10 hours. But it was revealed unto him for consecutive 23 years. How are we managing the Quran? Are we really valuing the Quran? Are we really honoring the Quran and honoring the month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran? Allah said, Hudan linnas, this Quran that was revealed in the month of what? In the month of Ramadan. Hudan is a guide and is going to be guiding you to do what? To the right path. Idina sirat al-mustaqim that we used to recite in Surah Al-Fatiha. Averagely, we recite it 33 times. So our raka'at that we used to observe on daily basis that are fara'id, they are 17, right? The Khamsu Salawat, they are 17. They are 17, right? And each one of them will recite what? Surah Al-Fatiha. Any salat that you observe and you didn't recite Surah Al-Fatiha, that salat, fahuwa batil, is invalid. And it's in this Surah Al-Fatiha that we see Idina Sirat al-Mustaqim. What is going to continue to be guiding us on that Sirat al-Mustaqim is what? Al-Quran al-Karim. If really we want to continue to be on this straight path. Allah said that Quran, Hudan linnas, is going to be a guide for the mankind. وَبَيِّنَةٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. And it's going to be distributing. It's going to show you the difference between the day and between the light and the darkness. And Islam is the light. Any other religion is what? Is the darkness, according to Quran. So what is going to let you know the firqa, the difference between al-Islam and any other religion is what? Huwa kitabullah, is the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this Quran will be guiding you to the right path, will be guiding you to know the left from the right, because it was a noble book that was what? That was revealed in the noble month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمْ شَعْرَ الرَّمَضَانِ فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمْ شَعْرَ الرَّمَضَانِ. Whoever amongst you, Allah now spare his life, he now live to witness the month of Ramadan, فَلْيَصُمْهُ. That person should not give any exceptional case for him not to do what? Not to fast. So it's very honorable for me and you to prepare ourselves before the inception of what? Of Ramadan. Health-wise, we should prepare ourselves. Psychologically, we should prepare ourselves. Spiritually, we should prepare ourselves that we are going to multiply the act of ibadah that we are used to do before Ramadan. And inside Ramadan, we do it in manifolds. وَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. Allah is still saying it again in another verse, that as we have asked you to prepare yourself, if any one of you is sick and any one of you is going to travel and the travel is going to be difficulty to him while he will be fasting or she will be fasting, that person should drop the fast. This is the second ayah that Allah is saying it again in same chapter, in same surah. Allah now put a clause. Yuridullahu bikumul yusra. Allah said, I want ease, I want peace, I want tranquility, I want benevolence to you people in your life. Wala yuridu bikumul usra. I don't want any difficulty, I don't want any hardship for you. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has given us a condition to fast is now telling us now again that I don't want to make life too difficult for you. If you know you can't fast it, you leave it as far as you have a what? A genuine reason, which is within the confines of what? Of the Sharia of Islam. That you should leave the fasting. Because me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I want peace, I want ease, and I want harmony for you people. What took idda? Allah said, which of number of days you might have missed, me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to repay it back. Count those number of days, then you repay them back. And you people, you should continue to be appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by glorifying Him. For the guidance Allah has guided you onto the right path of what? Al-Islam. Wa Islamu wa dinus salam. Al-Islam is the religion of peace. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you people should continue to be praising me, to be eulogizing me, to be glorifying me, for me to have guided you on the right path. If we are there also worshipping idols, we assume or we will believe that the worshipping of the idol is the right path. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not allow us to become gullible. He has given us the opportunity to be able to think. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that kullu mawludi yuladu ala al-fitra. Every child is being given birth to on the right path. And what is the right path? Is al-Islam. It's an authentic hadith. So it is the parents of this newborn baby, Yunasiranahu, that turned him to a Christian. How you have with a now or turn him to a Jew. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us this. But every children, or every child, all children, and every child, all of them are born on the fitrah of al-Islam. So the path they now follow is the path in which their parents now choose for them. So we are on the path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran. Allah said, "Wal tukabirullah ala ma adakum." Allah said, glorify me, praise me, ala ma adakum, for to have guided you on this right path. Wala alakum tashkurun. And if peradventure you know that me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have done something good for you, you can appreciate me. In the first place, He said we should glorify Him. So if we are able to glorify Him, then we are going to do what? We are going to appreciate Him. Wala alakum tashkurun. He's saying, perhaps, if you have accepted that I have guided you on the right path, wala alakum, possibly, tashkurun, you will appreciate me. Are we not supposed to be appreciating Allah? Brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us to understand that the month of Ramadan is a blessed month that we have been hearing about since right from while we are in our pearlish age, in our childhood age. Ramadan is forthcoming. Ramadan is forthcoming. then what are we preparing for Ramadan? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a lot of opportunities inside Ramadan. Now we have told us the condition that we need to use to observe the what? To observe the Ramadan. And answer to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that inside the Ramadan, why is sa'alaka ibadi anni? If my servants, if it is a servant, Allah will say, why is sa'alaka ibadi, abdi. He will say my servant. But here he say, why is sa'alaka ibadi, plural. If my servants ask after me from you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them, fa inni qaribun. Oh Muhammad, tell them, inni qaribun, I'm closer to them. Indicating that if we are doing a zikr, we don't need to be shouting. Allah told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is not hadith. It's an ayah of Quran, that whenever you are calling unto me, oh Muhammad, tell them, Fa'ini qaribun, I'm closer to them than their jugular veins. This vein in your body that is carrying the blood, Allah said, I'm closer to you than that vein. And already he told us in Surah Al-Mulk that wasiru qawlakum aw wijharu bihi innahu alimun bisati sudur. Whatever you raise your voice to say, and whatever you say gently, innahu alimun bisati sudur. Before you raise your voice and before you lower your voice, whatever is in your heart, as sudur, in your chest, Allah said, huwa alimun bihi. Me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I know it before you even say it. So then why will you now be shouting on Allah in the name of zikr? You can see I've quoted that of Surah Al-Mulk. Now we are talking of that of Surah Al-Baqarah. Why is sa'alaka ibadi anni? Whenever they ask from you about me, that man who Allah, who is Allah, that they need to ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala something. They don't need to be shouting. They don't need to be jumping. They don't need to be singing. They don't need to be dancing. They don't need to be playing bands. Fa'inni qaribun. Tell them that I'm closer to them. Ujibu da'wata da'i iza da'ani. There is a conditional clause. Allah said, iza da'ani, whenever they call me, ujibu da'wata da'i. I will answer their call. How many of us are calling out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We have people, some of our Muslims, brothers and sisters, if anything happens, instead of them to say subhanallah, it is the name of their sheikh that they will call. It is the name of their mukaddam that we will call. Then who is he? Who is their sheikh? Who is their mukaddam? Allah has already told us that Izada'ani, if you call me, I'm very close to you and I will answer you. Allah is sending Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to us. So if Allah is giving us this opportunity, then why will you now be calling your sheikh? Who is your sheikh? Did Allah mention any sheikh from beginning of Quran to the end of the Quran? Did Allah mention any sheikh in the place? Allah did not mention any Sahaba in the Quran. Even when he wants to refer to Abu Bakr, when they were in Garul Ira, in Surah Al-Kafi, Allah only referred him, he used the adjective of Saheed, your companion. He didn't mention his name. And those are the righteous people that we know. The Salafus Salihin. After the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not mention those kind of people's name inside Quran, then who is your sheikh that you believe so much in? You even believe in him more than Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Can we, brothers, can we know Rome more than the Romans? Can we be more Catholic more than the Pope? Can we know Islam more than Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that they gave him, that he brought it to us? So, if you are saying we know another best way to follow, to communicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the message that he sent Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a messenger, that means you are telling Allah indirectly that the message was not completed. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the one that sealed and stamped and accepted, because he said, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinukum. He told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the last day of his life, the last Hajj that he performed. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed only one Hajj in his life. So in manner, Allah confirmed to him, Al-Yawma, today, on day of Arafah, Akmaltu lakum dinukum. Muhammad, I have completed the message that I want you to come and pass on. I have completed it. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati, and I have perfected my mercy upon you and your ummah, even with that we have not come then. Allah said, I'm merciful on you. He has told Nabi Muhammad. Except if you don't want to be merciful. Except you don't want to be a beneficiary, not be merciful. Except you don't want to be a beneficiary of the what? Of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah did not use the language of, he did not use singular language. He said, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he will say, Al-Yawma akmaltu laka. So we, that we are coming after him, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had already done our work. He has cleared the way. It was just like a bulldozer that was just clearing the road for us so that we can have a smooth transition. وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. Allah said, after I have been merciful unto you and your ummah, رَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. I am pleased with the religion of Islam that what? That you are practicing. Which other religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned? Brothers, which other religion apart from this Islam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said? He confirmed it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now says, those of you that are rightly guided, call unto me. And whenever you call unto me, believe that your call is what? Is answered. Is that the end? Whenever you call me, فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. Believe in me. وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي. And be trustworthy in my acceptance of your word, of your call. Don't say we are calling him 5 years, 10 years, he has not answered you. Do you know the number of atrocities and the sins that you are committing on a daily basis, that Allah is just forgiving you and sparing your life? And you want him to accept your prayer immediately, to accept your supplication immediately. Is it all what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to do that you are also doing? Take example. Those of you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed with family, you have children. You ask your child not to go to Mr. A's house. You ask your child not to play with social person, and he keep on repeating what you ask him not to do. What are you going to do to him or her? You will not be happy with him or her, either your son or your daughter. Even your wife, you are telling her not to choose this person, a particular woman, as a friend. But whenever you are not around, she will go and visit that person. Will you be happy with her? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't do fornication. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't take haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't take bribe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't do gossip. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't do all these kind of atrocities. But you keep on doing it, and you are asking for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer a prayer. Where is he going to answer it? He has promised you that whenever you call him, he's going to do what? He's going to answer your call. But he put a conditional clause. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي. Call me, I will answer you, and believe in me. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. If this that we have said is going to be a guide for them, that we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the only one that needs to be run to. You stop running to your mother. You can run to your mother to do a dua for you, to supplicate for you. But as soon as you get that they are tying talisman for you, they are asking you have to go to the burial ground to go and bring one cloth that they used to wrap the corpse. They are asking you to go and bring placenta from the hospital. They are asking you to go and bury this on your plot of land before you move in there. All these are tantamount to what? Shirk. You can't be doing all this and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be answering your prayer. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering your prayer, that means Allah is doing al-istidraj for you. Do you know what we mean by istidraj? Like you want to catch a monkey now. You are now extending. What will you extend to the monkey? Banana. You are now asking the monkey to take banana. As the monkey is getting closer to you, you are withdrawing it. You know you are deceiving the monkey. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering you, and as you are continue to be doing what? Committing atrocity. Any favor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored you at that point in time is al-istidraj. It won't last. It won't last. I won't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is deceiving you, because Allah doesn't need you. Not talk of deceiving you. But he's just pushing it onto you so that the chastisement that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to celebrate you with will be much. You are committing atrocity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is helping you. You are getting big contract. You are getting promotion in your place of work. You want to build a 10-story building. You are getting money to build it. It's al-istidraj. It's not that Allah is merciful on you. He's waiting for you the day that he's going to bombard you with atomic bomb. So if you are committing sins and everything is going on smoothly for you, it's better you watch your back. Allah is coming. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you are calling unto me and you believe in me, la'allahu yarshudun, probably you might be guided. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide every one of us. Now, what is Ramadan? I hope you have understood what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about Ramadan. What is Ramadan? Where did the word comes from? I've explained to us. Ramadan is derived from Ramadan, something that is hot. And this fasting used to fall into the period of what? Into period of summer, when the heat intensity is high. So, because of that period, that it is the time that they used to fast, as ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that was why it was now named what? Ramadan. Because it was during Ramadan period. That was how we get what? The Ramadan. You know, when we are talking about, the last time we discussed about Hijrah, how all these Hijri months got their name. I explained everything. Like Muharram now, Hurmat alaykum kitab. They should not fast. Hurma from haram. It's a sacred month that they must not fast. Safar, Tasfirud Diyar. They must not what? They must not fight. Safar, Tasfirud Diyar. They will leave their houses. They will go out to go and fight. Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Sani. That time, they will be preparing for fasting, because they will be preparing for famine because of the weather. Jumad al-Awwal, Jumad al-Akhirah, it used to be freeze. So most often they used to stay indoor. Rajaba, that is when they will be preparing for another war. Sha'aban, Tashawubun Naqah. They will be raising their camels. The old camel, we need to go out. That is when their camel will be raising their tails. Till we get to the 9th month of Ramadan. And that is when we fast what? So each of these Arabic months, this Hijri month, they derive their name from the activities of what? Of what is happening in Arabian Peninsula there. So Ramadan used to be fasted during what? During heat period. That was how it got its name to be what? Ramadan. Now, Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we all know that we need to fast. And Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that before we fast, we need to do what? To search for the crescents, to search for the moon. Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam fasted 9 Ramadan in his life. And among these 9, how many did he himself sighted the moon by himself? He used to tell the companions that you can go out, everybody should go out and go and do what? And go and search for the moon. So one very day, Abdullah ibn Umar, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, we all know Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of Umar ibn Khattab. He said one very day, Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked them that everybody should watch out for the moon, because we are about to do what? To start Ramadan. He now said, Tara an-nas al-hilala fara'aytuhu. Everybody were in anticipation for the sighting of the what? Of the moon, of the crescent, for the commencement of what? Of Ramadan. Fara'aytuhu. And the one that saw it in the first place. I was the one that saw it in the first place. فَأَحْبَبْتُ نَبِيِّنَا Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. After sighting the crescent, I now went back to Nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and I told him that, oh, our master ya Rasulullah, قَدْ رَأَيْتُ الْهِلَالِ. I have sighted the what? I have sighted the moon. I have sighted the crescent. فَصَوْمَ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم وَأَمَرَ النَّاسَ بِالصِّيَامِ. Immediately, the following day, Nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam started fasting, and he what? He commanded all the Muslims to start what? To start fasting. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam, indicating that Nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, despite his status, despite his position, despite his humility and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him, he didn't see everything. He didn't see everything. Let me bring another instance. The salat, the adhan, the call to prayer that we used to call to prayer. When they got to Medina, after constructing the mosque of Nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the locality of Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, after the completion, they don't know how they will be calling people to come and assemble and do what? And pray in the masjid. They were dialoguing. It got to a point, they said, time is fast spent. Let everybody go home. Tomorrow, perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might have whispered unto us, might have revealed unto Nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we are going to be guided on the medium, on the methodology that we are going to be using to do what? To call people to the prayer and come and assemble in this masjid. Because during their dialoguing period, some among the companions, they suggested that they should be ringing bells. That we should ring bell. Bagam, bagam, bagam. And who do we know that they used to ring bell? The Christians. I don't know of the recent structures of buildings that they are building now. But the ancient, I knew. I grew up and I saw it. And I'm still seeing it till today. In some big churches, they have a place where they build like a tower. And they have a very big bell. And there's going to be a club master. When it is time for worship, the man will go and draw the chain. It will not be big, bagam, bagam, bagam. So, among them, they now say, no, we are not going to use bell to call to our masjid, to call for our own worship, because it is the methodology of whom? Of the Nasaras, of the Christians. Some among the companions will say, okay, what we need to do in front of our masjid or around our masjid, we should put up together firewood and light fire on the firewood, so that whenever people see the smoke of fire, they know that it is time for salat. They will come to. Somebody said no among the companions. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with them. And kuma wa ma yantiku anil awa in wa illa wa yuha. You will never see anything except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed unto you. Indicating that every one of us, if you don't know what to say in the society, wherever you are, you keep quiet. If Allah told Nabi Muhammad, inja akum fasikum bin nabai fatabayyanu. Don't just say anything. Don't open your mouth to convenient radius. That Allah gave me a very wide mouth and be saying jargons. Islam doesn't tolerate it. Nabi Muhammad will not say anything. He will wait for revelation. And he was the most blessed person on the land. Why does it mean? Why is it that he doesn't know everything and give an instantaneous answer? That is why if you see responsible elders of yesterday, that they are very scanty now. We still have them. If you are settling this, if they are settling dispute, they will hear from Mr. A, they will hear from Mr. B. For him not to be biased, he can tell both of them to come back tomorrow. He knows the answer to tell them that you are at fault. You, this husband, you have been cheating this woman. But for him to mediate in a peaceful manner, so that peace can return to that family, you say you can go. Maybe after Salat al-Asr tomorrow, you can come back. In those days, for some of us that we live where we lived, I won't tell you where we lived, but some of us that we are opportune to live where we lived. You, in the evening after Salat al-Asr, you see elders, all those our fathers, they will assemble, maybe under the tree in front of somebody's house. They will assemble there. That is the place that used to be their own court. And any child that is misbehaving within the family, that is where they come and settle the issue of the child. They join hands to train children. Not now that everybody is saying, yeah, this one is my children. Nobody should touch your children. And that is why you are carrying the burden of the irresponsibility of your children alone. That's why the father, these fathers that I'm talking, majority of them, they are not civil servants. They didn't even know ABC. But any judgment they pass, the present lawyers and judges that will judge it, maybe they go and learn from Al-Qiyamah. Maybe this one are reading the Kufar books. This one, they don't have any book that they recite, that they have learned from. They will use their discretion and they will say, Intagole no avawa. But all the judges that you have now, all the lawyers that you have now, all the solicitors that you have now, all the barristers that you have now, they are reading the Kufari books. They are using it to determine your faith in this life. So, let's come back to what we are discussing. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, let everybody go in the midnight. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the opportunity to know, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whispered unto, not revelation. I've discussed it like 2 times here. There is difference between ilhamu wal wahyu, whispering and revelation. For the qata al wahyu, no more revelation. The revelation ceased on Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So opportunity, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you, you have a vision, or you say something and something come to pass, it is just that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has whispered on you, not that Allah has revealed anything unto you. So any malam, any imam, any scholar, any pastor, any whatever that are opposed to, any bishop that is saying revelation is a liar. According to our own Sharia, no more revelation, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can work, can give you ilham. That is wahyu. That is ilham. That is whispering. Can just whisper onto your ear. Like you want to talk to this man standing in front of me now, and I don't want you people to hear. I just go closer to his ear, and I will now say to him, Mr. Taiwo, I want to marry the second wife, and I want to go and marry the second wife from Ilorin. I just whisper it to him. That is just whispering. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do what? Can whisper unto any one of us. It depends on how closer you are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إذا أراد الله تعالى أن يولي عبده فتح عليه باب ذكره. If you want to become a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you opportunity of is what? To be remembering Him. So what you will be knowing, your other colleagues will not know. And whenever you are talking, you will not be talking as if you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have already signed a treaty. Because a lot of things, Allah will just be giving them to you freely. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they assemble in the morning for Salatul Subuh, he said, anybody among you has a message? Abdullah ibn Zayd. Abdullah ibn Zayd, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have a message. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what is your message? He now told that while I was sleeping, I had a kind of a dream, which was a whispering from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whenever we want to call ourselves to prayer, we should do Allahu Akbar 2 times. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah 2 times. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah 2 times. Hayya ala salati, 2 times. Hayya ala al-falahi, 2 times. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Abdullah ibn Zayd, he was the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught how to call to prayer, not Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was just a companion. He wasn't at the level of Abu Bakr, wasn't at the level of Umar, wasn't at the level of Usman, wasn't at the level of them Ali, wasn't at the level of them Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and all the Abadallah. How many times have you been talking that we mentioned Abdullah ibn Zayd? So probably he might not be among the first class companions, and he was the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the knowledge. As soon as he mentioned it to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab said, Ya Rasulullah, a similar whispering came into me. So we are saying all this just to let us know that it's not everything that came through Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he was one that what? He was one that cited the crescent for the commencement of what? Of the Sawm Ramadan. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam believed him. He accepted it and he declared it open. So indicating that our Sultan, who is our own Amir in this country, the leader of the Muslims, either you like it or not, Sultan of Sokoto is our Amirul Mu'minin in this our country. He is the one that we should look on to. He is the one that we should look on to. And it might not be opportune throughout his entire life. He might not be able to see it. It might be one man lamb in village in Kauran Namuda that is even very far away from where the Sultan is, that even see it. It might be somebody in Abohimbise, in inside bush in Imo State. It might be there that they find the crescent. It might be somebody in Nungo Akbala, inside bush. Maybe that's why the crescent will be what? Will be sighted. And whoever sights it, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we should accept it as far as that person is a what? Is a mu'min. If it is a false that he has declared unto us, it's left to him and who? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indicating that it's not everything that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam discovered. There are some that were discovered from his what? From his companion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the discovery for them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us this opportunity to accept our ibadah from us. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabiyyi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallim taslima. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala ma la nabiyya ba'da. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another opportunity to be here today. May Allah accept this as an act of ibadah. The second part of our khutbah will be discussing about the origin of Ramadan. We all know what Ramadan is. How did it start? And why are we supposed to fast? We have mentioned it in the first part of the khutbah. And from the chapter of the Quran and the verses of the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed unto Nabiina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Ramadan that we are fasting now, this wasn't how it started. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made life very easy for Nabiuna Muhammad and the companions that followed him. At the inception of Islam, whenever they want to fast Ramadan, they fast it in 2 ways. Not the way we used to fast it now. Immediately, they finish Salatul Isha. They will have fasted since in the morning till the time they will break the fast at the dusk. When they break the fast at the dusk, whoever sleeps after breaking of the fast, if the person wakes up, he will not eat anything, he will not have any conjugation with his wife any longer, he will continue the fasting like that till the next day. Do we understand? The way we used to break our fast now, maybe around 5 minutes to 7 or 7 o'clock, then we observe our Salatul Maghrib. Then we go, we eat whatever we want to eat, then we go out to the masjid to go and do what? So observe Salatul Isha and Tarawih, right? Then, immediately they break fast finish, they observe Salatul Maghrib, they must not sleep. If they sleep, even if it is for 1 minute, that person sleeps for 1 minute. When he wake up, he must not eat, he must not drink, he must not what? He must not copulate with his wife till the following day. That was the first type of fasting that this Ummah that lived before us observed. I hope you are following. The second type of fasting that they fasted then, immediately, if they finish Salatul Maghrib, they waited and observed Salatul Isha. After Salatul Isha, you know this Tarawih, it was not in congregation during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even during the time of Abu Bakr, it was not in congregation. It was in the time of in the time of Umar bin Khattab. That was when they started congregating for Salatul Tarawih. Because Salatul Tarawih is just a nafla. So he saw people gathering different. From this place, you might see a group of people. Here, you might see a group of people at a very close range. Umar said, instead of this, let us come together. That was what led to the uniformity of assembly in masjid for what? Salatul Tarawih. I hope you understood. So after Salatul Isha, indicating that during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they pray what? Individually. Immediately after Salatul Isha, no more eating, no more drinking, no more consummation with what? Your legally married wife. Do we understand the difference from the first one and the second one? I hope you understood. Let me bring the hadith. Kana nasu fi Ramadan. People during Ramadan in the past, إذا صام الرجل, if a man fasted, فأمسى till evening, فنام, he now sleep, حرم عليه الطعام والشراب والنساء, is unlawful, it has become forbidden, it has become a taboo for him to eat, to drink, to touch his wife. It has become unlawful to him. Atayaftira min al-gadi, until he breaks his fast, min al-gadi, the following day. Do we understand? What I have explained is the hadith that I'm bringing now. So that was how Ramadan started. So one very day, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They observed Salatul Maghrib, they observed Salatul Isha, and they were doing musamira. What we call musamira was what? They were gisting. And you know Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will not be gisting the kind of my own and your own gisting. They will be talking about deen. They will be brainstorming. They will not be talking about Tupac. They will not be talking about all those shenanigans people. How are we going to propagate Islam? Who are we supposed to visit that is in distress? What have we done right? What have we done wrong? On Nahyu wal Munkar. Al-Ma'rufu wal Nahyu min al-Munkar. Al-Amru bil Ma'ruf. They will be talking about doing good. Wal Nahyu and al-Munkar. This is what they will be discussing. So Umar radiallahu ta'ala was enjoying the sitting with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when he now got back home, he met his wife. Because the moment the wife has slept. I hope you are following me. Umar's wife has what? She has slept. But Umar has not what? He has not slept because he was discussing with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Umar now got home, he wants to discharge his duty as a man. I hope you understood. Do you understand? So he now woke up his wife. When he woke up his wife, the wife now told him that, I have slept already. Umar said, but me, I have not slept, and I need to discharge my duty. So she submitted herself to whom? To Umar, radiallahu ta'ala anhu. That, okay, you have enjoyed yourself. So the following day, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that went to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He now told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that, Ya Rasulullah, after our discussion last night, such thing happened between me and my wife. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kept quiet. Wa ma yantiqu anil hawa in huwa illa wahyun yuha. I hope you are following me. While Umar was discussing this with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was another companion called Ka'b bin Malik. It's different from Ka'b bin Ashraf. Ka'b bin Ashraf was a Jew, was a Yahudi that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Malik Ka'b, we go and see to the end of life of Ka'b bin Ashraf. He was a Jew, but he was disturbing the Muslim community. Before Muhammad bin Maslama, the person that accepted the person that accepted the companion of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that they killed during Uhud, Mus'ab bin Umair, the person that welcomed Mus'ab bin Umair, and part of among the people that first accepted Islam in the hands of Mus'ab bin Umair in Medina was Muhammad bin Maslama. Muhammad bin Maslama, he was the one that told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do you permit me to say anything about you, even if I'm abusing you in the presence of Ka'b bin Ashraf? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, go ahead, abuse me, but see to the end of Ka'b bin Ashraf. So he was the one that killed Ka'b bin Ashraf. So that Ka'b is different. The one we are talking about was a companion, Ka'b bin Malik. He now raised his hand. He now told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Muhammad. Oh, they don't call him Muhammad. Ya Rasulullah. Oh, our master. Oh, the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What Umar did last night, something like that too, I did it. I hope you are following. That is number 2. Number 3, another companion is called Qais bin Shammash. A companion called Qais bin Sarma. Qais bin Sarma. He came back home after Salatul Maghrib and he was very hungry. He needed food. So when he got home, he met his wife. He now inquired from his wife, oh my wife, what do we have at home to eat? The wife said, I don't have anything. We don't have anything. The house is empty. Brother, do you know that in the house of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at times they might do 7 days, 2 weeks, 1 month that they don't have anything to cook in the house. That was the kind of life that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that will sleep on the mat, and the traces of the strings of the mat will appear on his cheek, appear on his body. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he has rich people around him, and they will give him, he will say thank you. It's not after that, it's after how the Ummah will succeed, how the Islam will reach the farthest place on earth. That was his mission. Now our own Malams today, what has been their mission? What is the intention of the da'wah that they claim they are doing? Qais bin Sarma, where he sat down, he now slept off. Before the woman came back, he had slept off. She tried to cook something. After running around, you know how good wives, they will be supporting you, their husband. Not all these campaign girls that you are married these days. That they are ready to even expose you. They don't want to help you to cover your secret. Somebody that even her mother, she has never received 10,000 from her father, and you will be giving her 50,000 too. That she be telling you that is that what your mates are giving their wives? And even her mother has never received 10,000 from her own father. So those of you that you are here to marry, if you want to marry, go and marry from a responsible family. That you give her 1,000, she'll be worshiping you as if she is worshiping God. That she'll be appreciating you. Not all those ones that you pick that have red lips and a red eye and red head that you pick on the road, by the roadside. Case Bunu Salman. He slept off. The wife now woke him after she cooked finish. The husband now told her that no, I already slept, so I can't eat again. And that was how he continued his fasting till the following day. And it was during the time they were digging the trench for Khandaq. We all know Khandaq, the third battle that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam fought after Badr, Uhud, and Khandaq, the battle of the trench, or the battle of Ghazwatul Ahzab, the battle of the Confederates. That battle has what? 2 names. I hope you are getting it. So while they were digging, this case Bunu Salman, he now collapsed and fainted because he didn't eat last night. He didn't eat last night, and he needed to do what? To continue fasting. So Qais Bunu Salman, they resuscitated him, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was dead. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now sent for his wife to inquire what happened. So when he came around, they listened to her. She now said to her, what happened last night was that when he came in, we don't have anything at all, and I stepped out to go and look for what I can cook for him so that I can use to what? To break his fast. But before I came back, he had already slept. And you know the condition of the fasting is after the breaking of the fast, if you sleep, you have to continue the what? To continue the fasting. And that was how Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam understood what happened to Qais Bunu Salman. And that was the sababul nuzul of this Quran verse 2. Quran chapter 2 verse 187 that we want to discuss now. I hope you understand how we used to fast, how they used to fast yesterday before the way we are observing our own fast today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now said, "Uhilla lakum laylata siyami." I've made it lawful to you people, siyamin, to fast. Right? You should continue fasting. And I've made it lawful to you, ar-rafasu ila nisaikum, to touch your wife, to play with your wife, to gesticulate with your wife, to cuddle your wife during the night of Ramadan. But you know, in the past, nothing like that. As soon as you sleep, you doze off like this. No eating, no drinking, no touching of wife, not to talk of what? Doing aliyatu dakhili qabla al-khariji. That will not be there. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned rafas. And Arabically, rafas means to touch, like just to romance. But the context here in the Quran, in the tafsir of the Quran is what? Al-ijma. To copulate, to enter the inner room with your wife. That is what the rafas means here. But linguistically, Arabically, rafas means what? To touch. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who knows how to talk. So now, if you are seeing anybody that is talking about the private organ of a man, of a woman, publicly, that person is senseless. You see some musicians, that is the best way that they make their money. You see some social media bloggers, that is the way they are making their money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not shower them with his mercy on the day of Qiyamah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even him himself, did not what? He did not call the privacy of anybody, Allah did not call it open. Let's go to verse 6 in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, those of you that you believe in me, iza kumtum ila salat. If you want to establish your prayer, fasilu wujuhakum wa aydiyakum ila al-marafiq. You should wash your hand and your leg. You should wash your hand to the what? To the elbow. And you should wash your leg to the what? To the wrist. To the ankle. This is the wrist. You should wash your leg to the what? To the ankle. Allah is teaching us how to do what? How to perform ablution. وَامْسَحُوا بِرُءُوسِكُمْ, and you should wipe your head. وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ, and you should wipe your leg to the what? To the what? To the ankle. وَإِن كُنتُمْ جُنُبًا, but if you are in a state of impurity, if you have janaba, and who can have a janaba if you don't meet your wife? You won't have janaba except if you have a kind of a nightmare. Again, Allah said, if you are in a state of janaba, wa in kuntum junuban fatahharu, Allah said you should prepare yourself. Wa in kuntum maridan ala safarin, if you are sick, there are some sickness that the doctor, the physician will tell you that you must not touch water. But at that situation, when it is time for salat, it is permissible. In the fiqh, in the usulul fiqh, you can touch the wall. You can touch the wall in your room. And do what? And do tayammum. If the sickness has gotten to the level that you are asked not to do what? Not to touch water. So you do tayammum. Even if there is no availability of what? Of pure sand or stone that you can touch. Do what? You should do tayammum. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, even if you are on transit, you are in a journey, you are in a desert that there is no water, you should do what? You should do tayammum. This is where we are now going. Or if any one of you has gone to the backyard to go and accept the call of nature, that means you went to what? To go and poo-poo. Allah said you should do what? You should do tayammum. You see how Allah is making our life to be Al-Amastum and-Nisaa. This is where I'm coming. Brothers, can any one of us touch our wife now and you now say you want to go and do janaba? So Lamastum that Allah mentioned here is what? Is al-ijma'u. Is to do the necessary thing with your wife. You can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not mentioning it because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is bashful. Allah da kanshi ma yana jin kunya. Allah ba gan tiju. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in one authentic hadith that man lam yastati fashna'u ma shit. Whoever that is not bashful, do wanda bai da kunya a bashi yayi ta yi abun da ya ga dama. Zai ci fingan nadama. Yasa na nadama zai ci. Gbogbo ẹni tí ó bá lójú tí ẹ fílẹ̀ kó máa ṣe tó bá yóò padà gé kábàámọ̀ jẹ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is so conservative from mentioning the aura, then why me and you will now be saying what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has conserved? Why are we now going to be displaying it and be saying it publicly? That means that means you are not bashful. You are challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah is not bold enough to say it. That is the meaning. As I have told us in the first part of our khutbah, that if you are now innovating something into the deen of Islam, then you are telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that ayah that he told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. That means you are telling Allah that Allah is biased, that the message he gave or he sent Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not complete. Then you are here now to do what? To complete it. If you are bringing any innovation into the Islam, and if we are talking about innovation, we are not talking about you living in a good house. We are not talking about you flying the best jet. We are not talking about you not to ride a Rolls Royce. We are talking about innovation in Islam. You turning Salat al-Maghrib to 4 rakah because Allah give you good health. You turning Salat al-Subhi to 3 rakah. You eating with the left hand That Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah asked me to tell you, eat with your right hand. These are the innovations. You say you want to westernize yourself, then Allah will put you in the hellfire. You see all those people that are so religious, that are so Islamic, that are so this, they are not civilized. Then you that want to civilize and be corporate and be cooperative or whatever, you wait for the chastisement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything about the world that will not affect our deen is for you. Mata'ul ayatud dunya. Those things must not affect our what? Our ibadah. If you are talking about bid'ah, it is the ibadah we are hammering upon. Islam did not say you should not wear good clothes. Islam did not say if you need a cream that we put on your hair, that your hair will be coily. Islam did not say you should not put it. Islam did not ask you to use, it did not deny you to use a very good toothbrush. Because you are using chewing stick, but despite the fact that you use chewing stick in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, even in the midnight, you still use it, you have mouth odor. Islam did not say you should not go and attend to and go and meet a dentist. They should recommend a very good McLean for you. And I say yes, because Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not use McLean, did not use close-up, you too, you not use. Then you become filthy in the society. It is the ibadah that we are talking about, not the mata'ul ayatud dunya. So we should get it clear when we are talking about what? About bid'ah. That is not where we are going today. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Uila lakum laylata siyami. I made it lawful unto you. Rafasu ila nisaikum. That you should what? You should copulate with your wives. I hope you understood. Because then, when Ramadan started, it is a taboo for them to what? To touch their wife, not to talk of what? Not to talk of doing what they are supposed to do as a man. Allah didn't keep quiet there. He now said, Hunna libasun lakum wa antum libasun lahun. These your wives, they are garments for you. They are sakan for you. Wa antum, and you, the male, you, the man, antum libasun lahunna. And you too, you are garment for them, indicating that this is the garment we are talking about. The cloth you wear is a garment. Shine tufafi ko? An ce matayenmu a cikin Ramadan su ne tufafinmu bayan mun bude baki kafin alfijiri. Mu doki tufafinmu mu shanya a kanmu, ko su ma su doki tufafinsu su shanya a kansu. Me su tufafinsu? Mu mazajensu. Mu ma tufafinmu su ne me? Matayenmu. Amma lokacin da aka fara azumi, bayan haka, bayan an sha ruwa, in ayi bacci, an kama azumi kenan. An kama azumi kenan, ba wani sahur lokaci, ba abinci alfijiri lokaci, kaman karatu da muka yi. Ba wai kusantan matayensu lokaci. Amma mu yanzu, yanda Allah ya yi mana sassauci, ko? In mun bude baki yanzu, za mu sha ruwa. In mun je masallaci, daga masallaci za mu koma gidajenmu ko? Mu je mu sha kunu, mu je mu ci iri-iri abubuwa da su matayenmu suka dafa mana ko? Bayan wannan za mu koma masallaci, mu je mu yi salatul isha'i, kuma mu yi asham tarawih ko? Bayan wannan in mun dawo, wanda yana da niyya ya biya bukata a jikin matansa zai biya. Lokacin can da azumin na ya fara, ba duwayen nan. Bayan salatin isha'i, ba wanda ya isa ya ci komi, ba wanda ya isa ya sha ruwa, ba wanda ya isa ya kusance matansa. Na ɗaya kenan yanda azumin nan ya fara, kafin mu samu sauki yanzu. Na biyu, bayan sallar isha'i, lokacin manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ba taru a yi sallar tarawih, ba wannan. Bayan sallar isha'i aka, ba shan abinci, kowa ba baki, ba shan ruwa, ba ci abinci, ba kusantan mataye. Sai dai lokacin magribi na rana na biyu din, ranar bude baki din kafin su yi duwayen na abubuwa. Amma lokacin su sabi manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam suna cikin wani hali da yake damun su, sai Allah ya sauko mana da wannan aya, domin mafi yawancin su ko suna kusantan matayensu kuma ba su gaya ma manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam ba. Za mu gani a cikin wannan aya yanzu. Allah ya ce uwila lakum lailatal siyam, I made it lawful to you. You are free in the night of the fasting. Rafasu ila nisaikum. I've explained al-rafas, that you should copulate with your women during the time of what? In the midnight of Ramadan. Hunna libasun lakum wa antum libasun launna. You are a garment on them, and they are also a garment on you. They are garment for you, and you are also garment for them, indicating that libasun lahum, libasun lakum. A woman will be underneath, a man will be above. Antum libasun lakum. You are the garment for them. Wa antum wa hum libasun lahun, and they are also garment for you. Do you understand? That is why in Sharia of Islam, it is distinctively mentioned that a woman should always sleep in the room of her husband. It's not good for you as a practicing Muslim brother to always sleep separately without your woman beside you. Fine, you have a duplex, you have a 4-bedroom, you have a master bedroom, right? You have madam's room, the one you learn from the Western whatever, right? And even your wife, she has a closet in her room. Apart from the toilet, she has a closet. You have the boys' room for your male children. You have the girls' room for your daughters, right? Yes, everybody has their own room. But it is advisable, it is preferable, it is sunnatic, it is shariatically acceptable that your wife should come what? At night, she should move to your room. Or you do what? You move to her room. You should all do what? Sleep together. That is when wa antum libasun lahunna wa hum libasun lakum we now work. Do we understand? MashaAllah. Alim Allah. Allah now said, me Allah. Alima, I know. Antum, annakum, that you people, kuntum tahtanun, that you people, you are deceiving yourself. What you are not supposed to do, you are doing it. What Umar radiallahu ta'ala do? He did. What Ka'b ibn Malik did. What did they do? They did aniyatu dakhili qabla al-khariji. Allah ya sauko da wannan aya. Akwai abubuwa matukin da yawa cikin wannan aya guda daya. Qur'ani suratul Baqara, Qur'ani chapter 2, Qur'ani sura na 2, aya na 187. Allah yi magana yanda za ku kusance matayenmu a cikin azumi. Yayi magana yanda za mu ci abinci a cikin azumi. Yayi magana alfijiri, lokacin da ya kamata mu sayar da cin abinci. Kuma gaggawa da yake mu yi lokacin bude baki, duka yana cikin wannan. To, akwai sabin manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, muna ce masa Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Wata rana ya zo na tare da manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam, suna ta hira, amma hira da suke yi ba irin hira da mu muke yi yanzu ba, domin mafi yawancin mu duk hira da muke yi hirayen gulma ne, hirayen siyasa ne muke yi, ba nan domin Allah domin manzonsa ba. Amma manzo Allah bai da lokaci wasa, so suka zauna suna ta hira, suna ta maganganu da Umar bin Khattab. Ina son giya mana me sababin nuzul na wannan aya ne nake son giya mana. Na iya turanci, ina son giya mana yan uwa yanzu. To, da Umar ya tashi ya koma gida, matansa ta riga ta yi bacci, sai ta jiyar da matan. Ce to, ni fa jikina yana rawa, ina son shiga can cikin daki. Sai matan ta ce wai, mai gida na aini na riga na yi bacci, kuma ka san ka'ida azumi da muke yi kafin irin wannan azumi da mu muke yi yanzu. Ka san duk wanda ya yi bacci ba zai ci ba, bai zai sha ba kuma ba za a taba shi balle za a biya bukata a jikinsa ba. Mai gidana da Allah, Umar ya ce ni fa kin san ni bai yi bacci ba, a lalle sai na biya bukata dina. Aka ne ta sauka da kanta kuma mijinta Umar domin babban sahabe ne ta yarda da shi sai ya biya bukatansa. Washe gari sai Umar ya je ma manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam ce to ya manzo wani abu ya faru jiya da dare fa. Yana ga manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sai ga wani kuma ana ke masa Ka'ab bin Malik, shi ma sahaba ne. Sai shi ma ce manzo Allah abun nan da Umar ya faɗi fa kamar ne ma na yi haka fa. Sai Allah ya ko sai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sai ya shiru domin shi ba zai faɗi kowane kalma ba sai abunda Allah ya ruwaito masa. Yana jira abunda Allah zai faɗa sai Allah ya ruwaito da wannan aya a cikin aya. Domin aya din nan guda ɗaya ne amma yana da ciki, yana so ya haifi yara da yawa. Sai Allah ya giya ma manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ce ya manzo na ya Muhammad ya Rasulullah karka damu da kanka, abin da Umar ya giya maka yanzu, abin da Ka'ab bin Malik ya giya maka ba su kadai bane suke yi, ba suna da yawa. Sai Allah ya ce wai alimallahu ni Allah annakum ni Allah fa na sani kuntum ku sahabbai nan tahtanuna kuna deceiving na to kuna yaudara, na sani kuna yi. Allah ya faɗa haka, manzo bai san bai faɗi komai ba. Sai Allah ya zo gya masa ce da manzo Allah karka damu, bari gya maka abin da suke yi. Tahtanuna anfusakum, you are cheating yourself. Those of you that you used to copulate with your wife during the midnight, Allah said you are doing that. Prophet didn't know. Okay, you know it's difficult for them. It was difficult for them. They need to discharge their duties. And that was how they have been managing themselves. Before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now brought tranquility to them, which is the tranquility me and you are now enjoying during the Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now said that you have been doing it. Cool. Fataba alaykum. Okay, me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fataba alaykum, I've forgiven you. You see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out of his mercy. Wa'afa ankum. After the forgiveness, what you have committed as a sin, wa'afa ankum, I forget about it. That means whenever you are forgiving somebody, you should forget about the what? About the offense he has committed. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive the Sahabas, after forgiving, he now said, fa'afa ankum. Even the sin that you have after forgiving you, the sins you have committed, hafa ankum, I've forgotten about it. Let's move on. Allah told the companions, so you, as a Muslim brother, you, as a Muslim father, why do you now want to say that the person that has committed, that has offended you, you will not forgive him, and even if you forgive him, you never forget? Who are you and what are you? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven the Sahaba, not even Muhammad now, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Quran chapter 2, verse 187, Surah Al-Baqarah. Fataba alaikum, Allah ya ce na san ku kuna ta shige da matayen ku ko, amma manzo bai sani ba. Kuna yaudara dama, okay yanzu kun zo kun fadi ma manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam ko, fataba alaikum, na yafe maku, na yi maku gafara. Wafa ankum, kuma zan manta da zunubenku. To yan uwa, in Allah ya ce wai ya yafe ma, ya yi ma su sahabin manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ya yi musu gafara, ya yafe musu, kuma ya manta da laifuffukan su ko, waye ne kai dan waye ne zaka ce ba zaka yafe masa ba sai ka ga karshen shi? Kai waye ne ubanka? Allah yana gaya mana duk wayannan domin mu samu saukin kai, domin mu samu zaman lafiya a cikin al'umma, domin mu gama lafiya, domin mu same shi lafiya. Aljanna da Allah ya gina mana ba su mala'ika bane zai tara gurin ba su aljannu bane, kuma Allah bai da mata balle zai yana da yara. Mu ne ginawa ke mu zo mu shiga, kuma a cikin abubuwa da zamu yi da zai kai mu cikin aljanna din nan, mu yi ta ma mutane gafara, mu yi ta ma mutane mantuwa laifuffukan su a gurin mu. In Allah ya ce yayi izabi abubuwa da muke masa, ba wanda zai rage akan filin na cikin mu. Allah yana muna afuwa ne. Mun san iyakan matukan zunubai da mun riga mun yi yau. Bera da muke kashe a gidanmu, mu ne muka halice su ne? Kuda da muke kashe, mu ne muka halice su ne? In Allah ya ce ya tambaye mu duwan nan fa. Domin Allah yana da lokacin banza ne ya ta halittar duwan nan. Shi ma yana bukatar lokacinsa. To shi ya halitta wayan nan muna kashe. In Allah ya ce mu mai da su a cikin a raye ya za mu yi? Sai ka ce ba zan yafe masa ba. Ba zai kai waye ne? Allah ya ce ku sahabban nan fataba alaikum, na yafe maku, I'm forgiving you, wa'afa ankum, and I'm going to forgive and what? And forget. Allah now said, Falan, now that I have forgiven you, now that I have forgotten what you have done, let's move on with another phase of life. Now, Bashiru Unna. Now, you should start what? You should start copulating with your wives. You can see that Allah has brought the condition that was very severe. Allah has removed the what? The restriction. You can see how I narrated the beginning of Ramadan and getting to how we are observing Ramadan now. You can see Allah now said, Fal'an, now, I've asked you not to copulate with your wife. Okay, you people have been doing it secretly. Now, you have exposed yourself. I've forgiven you. I've forgotten. That is phase 1. Phase 2 now. Fal'an, Bashiru Unna. You should start copulating with your wife during Ramadan. Not in the afternoon of Ramadan. Saheed Olaosebikan says so. It is in the night after your iftar. When you are back from where? From Salatul Tarawih. You just tell her, Aja Sarah to meet me. Achamuda Moanule. From that time, to the time of what? The time you are going to do your what? Tahajjud. Even if you finish your tahajjud before your sahur, you can still do what? Bashiru Unna. You finish that while you eat your sahur. You have some maybe 30 before Salatul Subhi. You can still do your what? Bashiru Unna. And brothers, the best time for us to be planning for Bashiru Unna. We all understood what Bashiru Unna is. The best time that is good is inside Ramadan. Any Bashiru Unna you do inside Ramadan, and Allah say wajabat, Allah say amen on that, your Bashiru Unna, the child will be very unique in the society. That is one nankali that I'm giving you. Lokacin da yana da kyau mu kusance matayenmu cikin azumi ne. Gashi Allah ya ga mana yana so in muna bukata Allah ya bamu yara na gari. So dukanku da kuna lissafi yanzu, ko dukanku da kuka gudu daga gida, ku koma gida yanzu za a fara azumi. Ku je ku yi Bashiru Unna. Gbogbo ẹ̀tẹ́ ti sálé kò sówó lọ́wọ́ yìí, àwọn ìyá inú wẹ padà lọ lékẹ́ lọ sí Bashiru Unna. Àtẹ̀yìntẹ́ ti fẹ́yàwó, ẹmọ́ra kẹ́ fẹ́yàwó kẹ́ ṣe kù yí Bashiru Unna inside Ramadan. Because any army that Allah do on your Bashiru Unna, you understood what Bashiru Unna is. So all everybody is speaking Arabic now. So when you get to, you tell your wife, Bashiru Unna. Do army da Allah ya sa a cikin bacci da kuka yi da iyalinku, cikin azumi, du zuriya da Allah zai bada za su zama yara na gari a cikin al'umma. So gashi Allah ya ga mana wabtagu man kataba Allahu lakum, and every one of you should seek for whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has planned and has designed for you. The plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that He's going to give you 10 children. Is that He's going to give you 2 children. Is that He's going to give you 1 children. Plan it during Ramadan. Wabtagu, seek for it. Man kataba Allahu lakum. Kataba here is the destiny. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined for you. So every one of us, we should use this opportunity to cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us what we are asking from Him. It's not just only asking for Bashiru Unna. Those of you that you don't have stability of work, you can use this opportunity. Those of you that Allah has given children, but the children, anytime you remember them, you'll be crying of bitterness that Allah, it's better I should be buried than these children that you have given me. There are some people, all what they are enjoying in their life
All what they have, they are enjoying it. But anytime they remember one of their children, one among their children, all their happiness will turn to sour. You can use this opportunity to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to redeem him or her. Those of us that were asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our wife with the fruit of the womb, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use this opportunity, use this ayah, use this month and His mercy to answer our call and to answer our prayer, and for all our brothers and sisters that we are supplicating this dua for. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enjoying every one of us to do what? To plan accordingly for this period. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadah and forgive us of our shortcomings. Abi kudratillahi ta'ala, we are going to stop here for today, because the next part of the ayah is going to talk about our sahur and our iftar, and it has a lot of discussions which I wouldn't want to start without completion. So maybe we take it next week precisely. May Allah give us life and keep us in good condition. Actually, the way we did last year during Ramadan, I nama mai ta mana abinda muka fada ko yayi ko duk abinda muka fada to alhamdulillah duk abinda muka fada kin Allah ya samu gama lafiya, Allah ya samu gama lafiya, Allah ya sa mana a cikin mizani alkhairi a nan duniya da lahira mana. Duk wannan ijtihadi da muke yi kar Allah ya zubar mana da su, Allah ya sa abinda zai zama mana wasila zuwa aljanna ne. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. What I said in essence is that we have discussed extensively about how Ramadan started, where the name Ramadan came from, and partially I discussed how all the names of the Hijri calendar, Muharram, Safar, how they got their name. I've discussed everything today. And how Ramadan was being observed before how we are observing it now. They observe it in two ways, I've explained. And conditions that must be met before you can fast Ramadan, we have discussed it. We started this discussion from Quran chapter 2, verse 183, and we have gotten to verse 187. And basically my target is 187. I just rushed back to 182. So now we are on 187. We discuss on how you need to relate with your women after the breaking of fast and before the commencement of the fasting the following day. That is one. Number two, how you need to plan if you want to plan for children during Ramadan. I partially discuss it. Number three, part of this same ayah, which we are going to discuss extensively, which I don't want to start now so that it won't be an abrupt discussion, is concerning iftar, the breaking of the fasting, and sahur, the season of the what? Of the dawn, of the meal of the dawn. The breaking at the dusk, and the what? And the stopping of the meal of the dawn. Iftar and sahur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it here. That wakulu washirabu hatta yatabayyana lakum al-khaytul abyad min al-khaytil aswadi. You see the condition of this sahur and iftar, it came in two conditions. It came with two conditions. The way they used to observe it then, that they will be looking for the light of the day and they will be looking for the darkness of the day. That the Arabs, they will go and pick one black rope or thread and white rope or thread. They will now place together the white thread and the black thread. They want to know when they are going to see the visibility of the white thread and the visibility of the black thread. That is when they will now stop eating. In between this condition and the condition that we are using to observe now, there is 1 year difference in between them. In this Surah Al-Baqarah, as I mentioned now. Atta yatabayyana lakum al-khaytul abyad min al-khaytil aswadi. This particular verse, sub-verse, because it's not an entire verse, sub-verse. This one was revealed a year. So it was after that year that min al-fajri hatta yatabayyana min al-khayt al-abyadi ila khayt al-aswadi. That stopped there. In al-fajri now came after 1 year. That is what defined when we are going to be stopping our what? Our sahur. Do you understand? So this particular sub-ayah, it was revealed, part of it was revealed in a year. The completing part of it that determine when we are going to be stopping our sahur now, join it after 1 year. That was when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Bilal ibn Abi Rabah, that slave from where? From Abyssinia. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when he called to prayer, continue eating. But when Abdullah ibn Maktumi, a blind man, when he calls to prayer, we stop eating. Bilal ibn Abi Rabah, he has his eyes, his sight widely open like this, because we have two types of fajr. We have al-fajr as-sadiq wa al-fajr al-kadhib. The true al-fajr, muna da al-fajr guda biyu da yake lokacin da zamu dakatar da cin abincin sahur. Al-fajr na gaskiya, kuma al-fajr ba zan ce na kariya ba, but it is the false al-fajr. Wanda ba in ce alfijiri na hannun dama da alfijiri na hannun agu, amma na hannun dama nan da muke bukata. I don't want to call it alfijiri da ba gaskiya ba, because Allah ba zai yi abin da ba gaskiya ba. So we have two types of alfijiri. So it is in this ayah that we now know which one is the alfijiri that we need to use. That is where Bilal ibn Abi Rabah came in, and that is where Abdullah ibn Maktum now came in. We are now going to talk about some scholars. We are going to juxtapose about all their submissions concerning you that you eat before Al-Fijr, you that you eat at the exact time of Al-Fijr, you that you eat after Al-Fijr, what will happen to your fasting. Because majority of us, we are fasting. We are not so conscious of all this. So, who among us we know, who among us can identify Al-Fajr Sadiq? Where did the time that we are looking at, when or where did it come from, and when are we supposed to what? To consider time. In Islam, we are not to work with time, we are to work with climatic condition. But is it every one of us that can understand it? Allahumma izzal Islam wal Muslimin wa zilla shirka wal mushrikin wa damir adaka adda ad-din wa ansur ibadaka al muwahhidin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enjoying every one of us. Ya'murukum bil adli, that every one of us, we should be just in whatever we are doing. Let us be just within our children. Let us be just. There is no how one among the children will be better than another one. That one will be the apple of your heart. Don't show it. If you show it, you might erroneously send that child to the early grave. There is nothing we want to do that the incident or the incidences doesn't have reference in the Holy Quran. Let's go to Surah to Yusuf. What was the problem of Nabiyuna Yaqub? Because he put it in his eyes that I chose whom? I chose Nabiyuna Yusuf among the 12 children that Allah gave him. And the other children, the stepbrothers of Yusuf, they ensured that they took tears, they collected tears from the side of their father, and the father was crying, weeping profusely for so many years, and he became blind because of the love he has for Yusuf. Don't put it in your eyes. Stop saying it ignorantly or deliberately. But when you are Shaman, you do all of you who buy Arabane, it was Jaya around you power. When the car don't kakasa at the bank of ko, za kashe makashi. Ko ba duniya nan bane? Shari, then a cikin duniya nan yafi alherin sa. The evil that is in this world is more than the goodness that is in it. Do yara da muke so, da yake shine muka so sosai. Ku gaya ma kowa, ku gaya ma su yan uwansa, ku sa shi a cikin zuciyanku. Bil adli, a cikin matayenmu, ku da kuna da mata guda biyu, ku da kuna da mataye guda uku, ku yi daidai tsakaninsu. Na yi wani tambaya kwanakin baya har yanzu ba bani ansa ba. Kai ne kana da mata da yake jikinta siriri ce, kuma kana da wata tana da babban jiki. Kelen yadi nawa ne za a siya masu? Wata tana bukatar yadi 10, wata tana bukatar yadi guda 3. To ina daidai a tsakanin? Ya za yi? I ask a question. If you have a woman that she's a leopard, she's skinny, your wife, and the other one is obese, she's very fat. And Quran said, Ya'murukum bil adli, we should do justice. But this one that is fat, you have to buy 10 yards of Ankara for her. This one that is skinny, her one is 3 yards. Right? You are giving one 10 yards, you are giving one 3 yards. Where is the justice? And Quran said what? Do justice. Wa in lam ta'dilu fawahida. And if you can't do justice, you should marry one. And you have 2 or 3. And all of them, they have different body physique. So where is your justice? Because Allah had already told you, He said you should do justice, right? And He has told you in another place that if you know you won't do justice, marry one. And you marry 2. Etu follow among etu for marry. See, Allah tie us somewhere, He unlock us somewhere. But He first of all unlock us, He not tie us. Al-Adlu. In our places of work, you have some of your subjects, some of your team members that are very loyal to you. Yes. If you are appraising them, be just. Don't say because that one doesn't normally come and greet you early in the morning. He doesn't collect your bag. He doesn't do yes sir. He didn't do SOB for you. He didn't say, Oga son, sir. So when he's due for retirement, all you need to do, get pass. After 3 years inside Sambisa Forest, you want to go home. You not say no, because he has not always come and be cleaning your boot. He's not washing your camouflage for you. So you'll be blocking him. Allah will block your own too. Whoever, whatever, whichever right anybody has in your place, give them, then leave them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan. Let us do good. Every one of you that you have parents, remember them. Those of you that you have not gotten your salary, call your parents. Mami, Bami, Wallahi Babiam Kuba Uje Aiki. Tell them, that is why I tell you me. They can't go right now. Those of you that you have not gotten your money or you don't have anything, call your parents. Kukira ya yenku. Wallahi abubuwa anu na ya chikade kudine. Maana wona ne baka de kudiani. You should start telling your parents you don't have. If you keep saying that you will not have, don't keep giving your parents bad information. You don't know what they are passing through where they are. Continue to be struggling in your life. Just keep telling them, Mama, Baba, keep on praying for us so that tomorrow will be better than today. But every time it's bad news, you keep giving them. Your own children too are waiting you to give you bad news at old age. We need to be merciful with them. Man la yarhamullah, man la yarhamun nasa la yarhamuhullah fi sama. Wa ita'izil kurba, our family members. Don't forget them. Because of the day you become incapacitated. Don't forget them. وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ وَالْبَغْيِ يَعِظُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking every one of us to avoid ourselves from social vices. You see what happened in Kano last week? These lesbians, to the extent that the commander of the Isba, Sheikh Daurawa, he resigned from his position because of political affiliation. They caught a girl that is celebrating stupidity after inviting her several times, to the extent that the madam gave her money, according to what we read, that okay, take money, go and be buying data, be using your TikTok to promote good ideas, good ideology in the society. There is a base in Kano State now, that all the children that they became nefarious, that their parents, anytime some parents, they smack on their children, these children, they will now run to that assembly. They now go and join the bad girls over there. Them is nothing to write home about in Kano State now. A man sleeping with a man. Lesbianism is just like pure water there now. Check this, they are Kannywood. So if I'm talking about social media, I'm talking about why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not accepting our prayers these days, this time around. It's not that I'm just flabbergasting. I know what I'm saying. The Malam, when he knows that the Quran that I hold on to, Allah will not disappoint me. The governor, the sitting governor had to stood up after sending different kind of emissaries to him, that he should take back his position as the commander of Isba. Sheikh Daurawa, because they are trying to sanitize the society. One Murja Kunna, one girl from one village that had the opportunity of coming into Kano City, work for APC, work for politicians during election, that now became famous, be distinguishing and disrespecting scholars. And they invited her, stop this, stop this, stop this. All deportees from Niger, from Italy, they have a base in Kano now that they turned them to Ashau. And these are the people that the Murja they are celebrating. This is what Isba is fighting. And along the line, a clip where the governor said something. And the Malam said, this position I'm not interested again. Fine, it's a political office. So any Malam that knows what he's doing, that you hold on to your Quran, Kitabullah, Sunnah to Nabi, you bullshit anybody. The governor had to send a lot of emissary, and he himself, I saw it. He himself had to go and be begging the Malam. That is what I keep telling those of you that you say you are a Malam. Stay to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa tasimu bi ablillahi jami'a wa la tafarraqu. Don't turn yourself to politician. Don't be running up and down so that they can give you contract. Don't be, as soon as you have Quran, Allah is giving you everything. They'll come and look for you. How many of these big men that will not run to Malam, women are dua? It is you that should not go to them. But since they have turned themselves to the Abamu Kujira Makkah, they are lining up now for Kujira Umrah. Then they will tell you, Malam, go and help us remove the Erantobosi Kanga. You with your Quran. Malam should be coming. Everybody should be shivering. That, well, no. Simon of you will do him in Asali Sujud. Malam should talk in the morning and in the evening, rain to fall. May I met some of them in this world. That the man said, Allah, if you know that I've never seen the skirt, not talk about the nakedness of a woman in my life. This rain that we are asking for so many years, in this world, I didn't read it. I met him, I met the man, I visited him. And before they left the ED playground, before they got to their houses, rain started falling. How many of them do we know that can say that now? Who can come out now and say, Allah, the economy that is not stable in Nigeria, Allah, help us. How many of our malams can come out and say that now? All of them want to Jejekuje. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. The forthcoming Ramadan, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let it meet us in good condition. Yeah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count us among the people that will live to see it, that will witness it, that will perform spiritual ibadah in it, and is going to accept it from us. Yeah. Because many people will live to witness it. They will do all what they are supposed to do. Allah will say, no. Faruddu alaykum. I don't want all what you have done. Allah, don't let that one be our portion. Allah, we are asking you, out of your mercy, be merciful on us. Let us be among the beneficiaries of your mercy. Allahumma ati nufusana taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khairu man zakkaha anta waliyuha mawlaha bismillahi la ilaha illa huwa ismi shay'un fil ardi wa la fis sama. Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islam dinan wa bi muhammadin nabiyya sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My plan for this Ramadan was to do tafsir of Surah Al-Fatiha, the way we did Surah Al-Kahf from beginning to the end last year. That was my intention for this 4 Jumat that will be in this Ramadan. But because we are unable to complete this verse now, so we do that. Subsequently, we continue that if Allah gives us the opportunity. We are asking Him to give us the opportunity and count us among the successful servants. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah.